Okay, so well, hello to everyone who's joining via watching this video on the record, and let's get started. First of all, hello, welcome to this live about Karpman's drama triangle. Hi there girls. So first of all, I'm really sorry for getting here later than it was announced. Really huge apologies for that, but I decided that it's better to just start it a little bit later. So I hope you forgive this minor mistake that we have on this channel. So my name is Marina, and I got a little bit of messy hair. I hope you'll forgive this for this as well. I love those anyways. So my name is Marina, and I represent Mila Chuk on this account, an English-speaking account, where we're actually spreading the Mila's word out there in the world, in the international space, so everyone would know what actually Mila is about, what's Mila's thinking, what's Mila's concept, and so that will be much more happier girls and families and couples out there, so they will be more fulfilled and more aware and more conscious about what's going on in their relationship, in their inside their families, and like in their lives. So and for today's video, we picked a topic that's called Karpman's drama triangle. This is gonna be more about the psychological psychology videos. Hi there. Oh, that's my girl. Hi there. So and let's talk about these three roles that we have. I guess like a lot of people know about Karpman's drama triangle already. So it's been a while for a while. It's made by Stephen Karpman, of course. We'll all know the last name of the guy, of our hero, our rescuer, who actually illuminated us and show us the theory, showed this triangle that we all happening. How can we, this triangle like this. So Stephen Karpman made this theory in 1968. So basically he published the article telling what is his theory about this triangle, what's going on there, and what's kind of a three main roles that's taking place in every relationship, literally in every relationship. When you see there and you look there, there's always these three roles appear all the time, like constantly. It's just some people have it less, some people have it more, but it's normal. It's the days of our lives, that happens, that we have this three things going on. So basically, what's the purpose of it? Let's start with the purpose. So basically, it's you to understand what's your purpose and what's your goal in being in this triangle and what's going on in your life. So are you coming from the presence? The main thing in order to be, if you want to be conscious and the creator of your own life, you have to be at the presence. You have to be like here and at this moment exactly. You should like switch off the autopilot mode, that you have because of your traumas, because of your childhood, because of your convictions and everything that you have in your life. You have to switch that off and just get in the moment right now, so you would understand what's going on with your life. So let's call it the consciousness or the presence. This is what the goal. We should come to be at the goal. But what's happening most of the time? The drama happens. Like the drama. Let's just do. I don't have a presentation. I'm just gonna do it on the sheet. Let's check how it's gonna be happening with the drama. So we got this triangle. When we have three main roles. And what's going on there? Yeah, I should better do a presentation. Oh, my glasses! I'm losing my glasses. So, and it's usually actually got like this, this side down, like pointing downwards. Basically because there's mainly one down roll and two like up rows, you know, kind of, you can call it like the up, and we get one down. So what do we have our down guy? Who knows? Who wants to name? So we got the main character in this triangle is victim. So what's victim? Victim is a diagnosis, basically. So we all have this situation right now. We all have this state of mind, a victim state of mind, basically, when we're really helpless and really powerless, you know. We're just a victim of the situation, of circumstance, of other people. Like, we don't create our lives completely. We just like happen to be there and something bad happens to us. Not like we're creating something, but we just don't know what to do because we just happen to be affected by something else. It doesn't matter what exactly, but it's actually injured us so much, you know. We just like, yeah, I cannot do this because, you know, my country's bad, because all men are a-holes. Sorry for the word, please excuse my French. But basically, yes, that's what we're saying, you know, like, and there's no good education in this country. You cannot get a good job because it's all sold out. It's all like, you know, it's already been taken. Okay. What? I didn't really get it. Oh, yeah, right. So you just have it like a mirror or like a reflection. Okay, I'm just gonna do it verbally. So, but you should know that the triangle is basically like this because, yeah, you got like this. Here we got the victim because he's basically the one who's down. He's always like, it's always that he has like his emotions, his state of mind, his position in this triangle, his position in life is always somewhere down. Yeah, exactly. That's a front camera. Yeah, thank you for the tips. Thank you, girls. So, and yeah, I cannot write it like inside out or mirror reflection. Now it's gonna be too hard for me. So thank you. And yeah, so this is the first role that we got. Basically, any victim is like, usually it needs someone. Like, victim is someone who's got the hook, and he needs to catch someone on this hook. Like, because, you know, like when you see those people, they don't usually say anything directly. They just usually just have this miserable look or miserable state of mind. They just like this, you know. So you can see this like really miserable person. What I really personally hate about society and this particular role, that we have a lot of romantic comedies that actually based on someone who's victimized, and they have someone who's the hero, and they find in the hero, and that's we have like our second part, our second role there. Oh, Marisha, hi. So in this triangle, we got the second role, who's a rescuer or a hero, right? You know, you can call it both. Should I do it? It was actually a really good plan to make it on paper, but whatever. So we got the second one here is the rescuer, the hero. And it seems like, oh great, we got someone to rescue the situation, someone who actually get this victim out of his victimized state of mind, from his really victimhood, from this really bad situation. So basically the rescuer is gonna help us out. Yeah, you know, we got a hero. But no, actually it's not a hero in this situation. I mean, he's a hero just to confirm his hero-ness, his position, his status, that he's a hero. He's not doing it actually to help the victim. He's doing it to confirm his status as a hero and to confirm the status of victim as a victim. So in order to victim to be a victim, to be like, you know, oh, I can't do that anything by myself, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, he needs someone as a hero who can come and rescue and do everything, you know, like, yeah, I'm here with you, and I'm doing everything for you. So what do we got? We got the victim who's having his hook, and we got the hero who got hooked. They got hooked up. That's what happens sometimes, like seriously, in the rom-comedies, when you can see that there's like a really pitiful girl, like, you know, all these like Christmas movies, a lot of those Christmas movies, when you got someone really sad and doesn't know what to do with his personal life and in any areas of his life, and he just like really, really in a bad situation, and we got the hero come here. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna come and rescue you. I'm gonna do everything for you. We're gonna be together. I'm gonna fix your life. It's not about a relationship. It's not about actually respecting the person and paying the respect and paying the price that you need to have a good, healthy relationship. This is basically just codependency, because this person is just too lazy to do something on their own. Like, not necessarily too lazy, but there's some kind of his individual internal reasons that makes him a victim. So he just doesn't do. He wants someone to do a lot of stuff for him. So here's manipulating with the situation. He actually becoming a really, really, really big manipulator, and just saying and acting like he cannot do anything. So he would attract those personalities. It's not even people, it's just personalities and the state of mind. He needs to attract the state of mind of the hero, so that hero would help him, you know. So a hero helps, hero comes, hero helps. But what hero actually does, he's solving the like a short-term problem. He's solving, like, you know the situation when you get the fish to someone rather than teach them fishing. So basically he's always like gives the victim the fish, and he has to fish for two, you know, because he has to have a fish for himself, and he has to have a fish for his victim, like, because he kind of took care of took responsibility and taking care about the victim. So that's kind of his responsibility to provide everything for life. It's kind of becomes like his child, you know. It's like it's basically like fostering a child when you're taking care of a victim. And it sometimes gets like, you know, a little bit annoying, and we get to that a little bit later. But basically he's over helping. He's this you can see this hero and rescuer, you know, when he's enters his room and he's like, who needs help? Who wants me to help you? I can help you. I can do this, I can do that, I can do everything for you. He's basically taking the responsibility from the victim. Yeah, victim is there just like, yeah, take my responsibility, I don't care, just like, I don't want it. I just want to be completely irresponsible for everything. So the hero comes and is like, yeah, I'll do this, I'll take responsibility for both of us. And sometimes it just works perfectly for two people, like. And sometimes you can see it in a relationship actually, when there's a girl completely like hopelessly, completely not knowing what to do with her life, with anything, and there's the hero comes there, he rescues her and just does everything for her. Okay, I'm just gonna have my light stopped. Why is it always happening on my lights? Okay, shh, sit down. So, and we got this hero just like completely saving her. He he takes care of her, like emotionally, physically, psychologically, financially, socially, like all the types of responsibility that the person should have and maintain and keep, like, should take responsibility for your own life. And there comes the rescuer, there comes the man who's actually like taking all responsibility for a girl, and they become codependent. So basically she cannot exist on her own by herself because she doesn't know how to. She doesn't know, because she doesn't know how to be in the comprehensible state of mind with her emotions. She doesn't know how to earn money. She doesn't know what to do with her like free space and time, if she does have any. And just like basics, she doesn't know how to provide just food and shelter for herself. So yeah, it is a man's responsibility to actually to provide it for a woman when you're in a relationship. But it's not the main reason to get into a relationship. When you don't know how to provide food and shelter and in your apartment, and like basic, if you don't know how to cover your basic needs without the permanent man, you're in trouble. Like, you need to solve it. You're a grown-up person, you're a grown-up woman, you have to take care of all these things by yourself. Yes, you can have help from men, from your parents, from your ex, from anyone out there. You don't have to like you have to work, you don't have to like become, you know, like a minus woman and just work, but you have to maintain this thing on your own. You have to be able to make it work without someone else from the side, right? So this is the second role, the rescuer, and we got the third part. Is actually the villain, the persecutor. Is the one, is the second part, is the second part from the up row. So we got the rescuer, and the villain, and the victim is down there. Remember, right? There's like one down row, the victim, and the rescuer and the persecutor are the up rows there. So why do we need the persecutor for? So basically, persecutor is the one who blames the victim or someone else. The persecutor, like, victim needs a persecutor because the victim has its status confirmed by the persecutor as well. If a hero comes and saves the victim, and the status of victim is like, yeah, it's there because like the rescuer saved them. The persecutor actually just blames the victim and gives the victim like more of a negative emotion, and just like can blame persecutor like blames victim, or he can blame something else like circumstances or his life like arrangements, or like something like it's not something that he doesn't really depend on him. He's like, yeah, it's not me. He's really judgmental, he's really angry, he's really aggressive. And we got like if we got the victim that I'm a victim of all the government, of my spouse, like, you know, I don't know how to, the victim can actually manipulate with the hero by just saying like, you know, well, actually like I cannot do anything on my own, like, and I have a rescuer who do everything, but I don't know, he does everything, but I cannot do all this, like, you know, supporting myself thing. And I'm a victim of that, of lack of my skills, basically, like that you can play a victim like with just nothing, you know. So, but the villain is actually, you know, he doesn't put the blame on himself, like, you know, it's really bad, like what's going on with me. It's like it's really something really bad with you. With you, if you're a victim, is something with the government, with your family that you've been born in, you know, when you, from your childhood, you know, the persecutor and the victims, they are the one who actually really love to go to like past traumas and saying like, you know, well, I was adopted, or I was born and raised without a father, you know, and it's like, and the victim is playing a victim because of the circumstances. The villain actually blames all the circumstances and all the tragic and all the bad things that happens in his life, you know. So it's just like, yeah, it's not me, it's just all jobs are taken, it's not me, it's just my mother was too aggressive with me and too abusive with me in the childhood, so it's not my fault, basically, you know. So what is rescuer and the persecutor doesn't do, they're not taking responsibility for their life. The persecutor is really busy with blaming something else and with finding the excuses for his state of mind right now, for his status in life right now. But the rescuer is too busy saving someone else. He's not even taking care about his personal life, his own life, not necessarily personal, but everything that happens in his life. He doesn't take responsibility anymore because he's just like, well, I'm busy saving someone else. I don't have time to solve my own problems. Who else would do? So basically, the rescuer needs to have a rescuer in the future as well. So I do in this one. Let's take the situation basically when we got those roles presented really good. First of all, they're all like, you know, when you have even if you have two people, it's always, you just flip those roles all the time. You take him here or there, like she becomes victim, and then like, you know, when she's like, I'm just staying home, I'm bored home, and he's like, okay, what do you want to do? Let's go on weekend and have fun time. Let me buy you a business. Let me provide you for your hobby. Let me do, like, and he tries to do this rescuer. He takes this rescuer role. And he's just like, I'll do everything for you. Don't worry. It's gonna be fine. And then she's just like, no, I don't. And he puts like a lot of efforts. And at one point, he just get tired of it. So he just like gives her everything that she wants, and she still plays victim, and he's just like, okay, I'm tired. What the hell do you want? I don't know what you want. I offered you everything that you want, but you're just not satisfied ever. You always want something, and you always whining, and what do we have? We have the rescuer becomes the villain. The rescuer becomes a persecutor, and he's actually blaming the victim in this situation. The victim doesn't really care. She's still victim. It doesn't matter who does she have the confirmation from, whether it's a rescuer or whether it's a villain. It doesn't matter. The victim stays in victimized status there, like, you know. But at one point when she's got the villain is really aggressive, she gets like victimized, and then at one point she might flip as well into, well, when there's two villains, there's actually quite of fun stuff going on. Basically have like a really big fight when you become two villains, because she starts, and that's you, because you're working all the time, you're always there, you're not with me, and she's like, oh, you just got lazy, or you don't do anything, I suggest you everything. There's like two villains who blame each other, and there's like a really big fight, really constructed, really autopilot, and really driven with your traumas, and really not nice situation in your life, that get from your future. You're not here, you're not in present. And you know, in this situation, she might become a rescuer to him. She's like, oh, I know you work a lot, you work for both of us, you're doing all this job, and like, you know, I need to appreciate you more, and blah blah blah. And he becomes the victim, she becomes the rescuer. That's all got like completely crazy. So you can be just like two people, and you just flip all those roles, like back and forth all the time. This and every position that we have in the Kama Sutra, seriously. One really really obvious example that I've heard in general in my life about Karpman's triangle is when you have the someone with the substance abuse, some kind of addiction. I mean, alcohol, or drug addiction, or abusiveness. Like, you know, well, let's take the alcoholism with abusiveness, for example. There's a couple, and he's always drinking, and she's always with him, and there's a third person. Let's take three person to just like maintain three roles, and we can see how all of them, they're just like flipping here and there all the time. So when we have a woman is always saving the alcoholic husband, she's always her rescuer, his rescuer. So basically he's always rescues him from this status, this state of mind, this alcoholism. So she's staying with him, but at the same time she blames him, like, you know. So she does two things. She's rescuing him, and she's becoming the persecutor for him. He's the victim in this situation because he's drinking, he has a drinking problem, you know, he is sick, and etc. He is sick. So I do like, the alcoholism is a disease. Yeah, you have to like cure it. It's not just like you're pretending to have the alcohol problem. No, you do have this problem. You have to solve it. You have to like cure it. But it's one of those diseases that actually is cured not by medicine, not by something from out there. It's just cured with your own state of mind, with your own decision making, with your being present, and with your desire to actually fix this problem, to cure this disease. So, but if you don't, then you choose to be a victim of this disease, of the alcoholism. So you just like I'm an alcoholic. I'm a victim of this situation. This is a circumstance that doesn't allow me to actually act on, to actually have something better in my life, and to actually make my wife happier, because, like, I'm an alcoholic, so he's playing a victim. From her side, she basically needs to save someone. So she's with him and she's like, oh, I'm gonna fix him. He's gonna get better with me. He's gonna quit drinking. I know I can make it with it for him. This is the rescuer in her talking. And then and with some time, after a while, she's actually experienced like anger with him, because he's not quitting. He doesn't want to quit. He doesn't need to quit. Maybe she doesn't need him to quit neither, because it's like important for her to stay the rescuer. She needs this role. She needs this validation of her having a worth. So her worth is as actually saving the victim all the time. So she's just like, yeah, like, I'm gonna save him, and she doesn't need him to quit drinking. But at one point she gets angry, and she's just like, oh, I'm so tired. Like, I work for both of us, and you're just drinking, and we have like all the holidays that you're being knocked off completely in the corner of the apartment or something, like. And she yells at him, and she becomes the villain, the persecutor. She's actually confirms his victim status by becoming a villain in this situation. And in this situation, he might get angry. So he's just like, what you knew that I'm an alcoholic when you were marrying me. Why did you marry me anyway? Why did you do this? I don't need you to nag me all the time about my alcohol problem or something. I'm just gonna be myself, and it might lead to some kind of abuse. This is like a common situation when we got someone has the alcohol problem and they become more abusive in this situation. So he slaps her or something, and then we got like the savior coming there. A neighbor, the relative, or the policeman, someone who's actually see the situation, and the witness of the situation. He's like, oh, stop, what are you doing? Why are you hitting your woman? He's like, yeah, I'm a hero here to save her. And what do we have? We got the alcoholic person in this situation. He's a villain, because he actually victimized the woman. He slapped her, he beat her, he did something like physically abuse her. He actually become like a persecutor on the victim, like literally when you need to call the cops, And the cop is coming, he's like rescuer, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna save the lady, and I'm gonna arrest you, and etc, etc. And we got like the triangle happening. And this moment the woman is just like, oh, don't do this, like, he's a nice person, like, I know that he didn't mean to do that, like, don't be too harsh on him. What do we have here? We have the woman becomes the rescuer to her husband as a victim. So it's not him. That's his alcohol problem. Don't be too harsh on him. She actually saves her husband from the policeman, who now becomes the persecutor. He's the one who's actually wants to get to the man with the alcohol abuse. He's like, he's a victim. He's a victim of his alcoholism. Why do you want to do this with this person? Why are you so mean? And in this situation, he's like, he got like, the policeman might be like, okay, I didn't want to do it, I'm sorry. And the woman might actually just yell at him and become a villain to the policeman, because he's trying to harass her husband, who's not really actually the guilty of the situation. He's just a victim of his sickness. And then just like jumping here and there all the time, all this triangle thing going on, especially when we have some kind of a substance abuse, when we have drug dealing, we have alcoholism, we got any other like bad habits, when we got codependency, and this kind of stuff going on. There's always the situation for the drama triangle. So this is like really hard to grasp and really hard to maintain, but basically this is what we got. Let me just gonna put it anyways. I got that like a really cool thing going on with this presentation on my paper, but I cannot write on that, only mere reflection. So what do we need to change this state of mind for is for presence. Switch from drama to presence. Get to the presence state of mind. So he just falls all the time. Okay, I need my light back, please. Ta-da! Ta-da! So basically, one really important message from this video that I want you to take is that it's not bad. Yeah, I know it's hard to grasp, and it's actually like, really, what do you mean? Like, everyone's blaming Karpman's triangle in all the bad situations that we have in our relationship. The Karpman's triangle has always been there, and the Karpman's triangle will always be there. Every time in society, we always have the rescuer, the persecutor, the victim state of mind appears in every relationship, in every person's head. It's just jumps there, and it's normal. This is just how our psyche works. It's normal for us to have any of these three states of mind in our lives. You know, it's okay. Just accept the fact that you're always going to be switching to victim, to persecutor, and to the rescuer by your own. Like, it might not actually depend on you consciously, but it does depend on you subconsciously. And what's your actually your goal is to identify how do you can fix it. How can you fix it? About Karpman's triangle. Okay, this is a good question that we're actually going to deal with at the moment. So first of all, just accept, like, first of all, did you recognize in any situation, do you actually recall to anything, to any situation that you have when you're saving someone, or you're playing victim, or you're blaming someone else? I guess you might recall to some situation there. Do you have example for me? If not, we're just gonna continue, but if you do, that would be really helpful, so we can actually deal with your situation specifically. But in anyhow, we got those three roles, like jumping into our in our relationship, in our state of mind, in our life. And what we need to do is to actually to put down the volume of all those feelings and all those situations that we have. And what we got, if Stephen Karpman made the statement of the triangle, can you write in English? This is the English channel. We got everything in English, so it'll be really helpful, so we can do it all in English. So for example, I'm gonna do the example after I'm gonna describe the scheme, how can we convert the triangle into the more helpful situation, into control, so you can control this specifically actually. So Stephen Karpman made this article and suggested this theory is 1968. I guess in 1990 we got someone else, I forgot his name, who actually published the article how to convert all these roles in more productive roles, you know. So we got the victim who becomes the creator who has his own voice. So what does victim actually does? Victim is trying to find an excuse. The victim is just like being negative. The victim is usually just saying something that he doesn't want, or he or she doesn't want in his life. And
what he needs to do is actually become a creator of his life. Basically, is to take responsibility. Like, none of those roles in Karpman's triangle, when we got too much, has responsibility of his own life. But this is the main thing that you have to do, is actually to take responsibility for your own life. So victim, when he takes that responsibility, and how can you do that? You can actually ask yourself, what can I do in this situation to solve this problem? So if there's a situation, for example, as you're asking, there's a woman who's actually the victim of her husband alcoholism. She's like, oh, I cannot do anything. I cannot like get a new job. I cannot pay more attention to my hobbies. I cannot pay more attention to my kids, to my family or something, because I have an alcoholic husband. What she can do, well, the obvious one is to leave this husband. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it goes against of all codependency things and everything. And she chooses rather like helping him all the time. Just like, I'm going to help him, I'm going to help him, I'm going to play the rescue role and be the victim of his state of mind, of his alcoholism, you know. But the victim can actually take responsibility, and she's like, okay, if I want to have more time for my children, for my new job, for my hobbies, I have to get rid of the man that takes all my time because of his alcoholism. This is the responsibility that you're taking on in your hands, responsibility for your life. And what you do, you actually act on your life, and you appreciate good things, since the victim is usually like really concentrated on the negative part. You just don't. You just stop doing that. You just go and pay attention to good parts. You know what was really helpful is the journal of the good things that happens. Like, you just focus on the things. You just like ask for, like, when the day passes, like, what good happened today? And you just let what good happened, and what good things have you done specifically on your own, you know. And this is really helpful. This is actually like helps you to take this responsibility and create your own life. Not just like finding someone to blame and actually saying like, you know, no, I cannot do it by myself. You're a creator. You're doing this. You're creating your life. You're creating everything that happens in your life. So, and you take responsibility for that. What did I, yeah, it's really important for the victim is to focus on what do you want. Because a lot of the time the victim is just like, I do not want this. I do not want my husband to be an alcoholic. I do not want to have a bad job. I do not want my children was raised unhappy or this kind of, I do not want to be poor. This is what a lot of the situation that the victim is actually concentrating. But what's important for a victim who becomes the creator is to focus on what you actually do want. Don't focus on what you don't want. If you focus in on something that you don't want, you're actually attracting it because you're paying attention to this internally, like inside of you. But if you focus on something that you do want, you're giving the energy to your wish, to your desire. It's really, really important to find what you want. It's really, really hard actually, especially when you lived in the victim state of mind for like years, and then you're just like, what do I want? It's like, no idea. But you have to find this out and be grateful for any moment that actually brings you closer to something that you want. This is really important. This is how you become a creator, because when you think about something you don't want, you just demolish things. You just demolish your life. You just get more excuses for yourself to stay in the victim position. But if you're actually think about something you do want, you create. You become the creator of your own life. And the rescuer, what about the rescuer? For the rescuer, there's actually a really, really nice role, really important role in this situation, in our life, in our society, is to become a coach and teacher. Because when you're a rescuer, you actually come and you take responsibility from some person and just like solve everything for him. Just again maintaining his helpless situation there. She's like, he's a victim of the, like, he cannot. So what you have to do is stop giving the fish to the victim and teach him how to fish. He has to know how to fish specifically in order to take responsibility on his life. If you're giving him a fish, you're taking responsibility for his life. If you're giving him the chance to fish and teach him how to fish, you teach him how to take responsibility for his life. So basically, what you have to do is to listen, to incorporate there, to suggest some solutions, but not do anything with the situation that you have been provided by the victim. If you got, like, with children, for example, this is a really natural thing. I want you to understand that basically the triangle is a really natural thing because children, a lot of times, they play all the same roles. They do the victim, they do the villain, they do the persecutor, the hero. And a lot of times we got the child that's just like, I don't want to go to bed, I don't want to do my homework, I don't want to eat, and playing the victim, like, I don't want to. This is like, no, I don't want to do my homework, this is so bad for me. And when we got the like literally parent there, just like, okay, let me help you. And what the teacher or coach supposed to do is to help, is to ask some navigating questions, is to motivate, is to suggest some kind of a solution, is to navigate, but not to do the homework for the children. This is like really, actually, this is like the easiest way if you want your child to become a victim, is just do everything for him and decide everything for him. Not let him do any choices in his life. Choose what he's gonna eat, where he's gonna go to school, what he's gonna wear, when he's gonna go on a walk. Not asking your child, what does he want to eat, what does he want to wear, which school does he want to go, which friends does he want to have, which time does he want to go out. You have to develop this. This is how we actually have a lack of what do we want, because we're being told what we want from the very childhood by our parents. But it has to be solved, because like the victim has to know what he wants. For the rescuer, of course, it's so easy just to make a decision on his own, especially if it's like a child and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna decide what he wants and that's it, because he doesn't know how to make a decision. No, you take a responsibility for two lives, and you conscious, not maybe not, it can be unconsciously, consciously or unconsciously, you're abusing the other person, because he's forced to give his responsibility for his life to you, because you're taking it with force, which is really upsetting and really you should ask questions like, what would you like to see happen? And what do you think you can do to change this? And it's really important to set boundaries. Yes, it's really important to everyone to set boundaries in this triangle. But the rescuer is the one who's actually crosses them himself a lot and taken like what he wants from the victim, this validation of his hero-ness. And you should just set a boundary, like, I got 20 minutes for you, for your problem. You can tell me anything. If you want just whine and it's important for you to whine, okay, I'm just gonna listen. If you want me to help you, I can suggest some decisions for your solutions that you can make, not me, but you. I can just help you with some advice, and that's it. But you have to do it on your own. And with the third part, the persecutor, he's the other side of this is to become a challenger. The villain, he not just blames or do something, but he's actually being really firm, but fair, to making the boundaries again and taking responsibility for his own life, and not just because the villain, the thing I forgot to say, a lot of times he actually blames himself, which is not really a good thing neither. When you blame yourself and you're just like, I should wake up early. I should work harder. I should do more for this relation. I have to. And you start to blame yourself in this situation. This is not a good thing neither. Like when you blame not someone else but yourself in this situation, this is like, first of all, if you're in a relationship and you blame yourself and everything that bad happens, like, you know, I should pay more attention to my spouse. I should pay attention more to our children. I should be more romantic. No, there's two people in this relationship. It's not only you. It might be the other person's responsibility as well involved in the situation. But when you persecute yourself all the time, you're actually, again, taking responsibility for the other person, making them a victim. Again, you're confirming his status of a victim because you're like, because he's not able to do anything for this relationship. He's not even in this relationship to not in fact to influence it enough, you know. He's just there, like, you know, the victim is just like, I don't know, like. But when you blame yourself, this is like really again, this is you being a persecutor for yourself. And the victim is victimized himself, like, I'm such a poor person of this, I'm a victim of this circumstances. The villain might be like, or I'm so bad, I'm really, really bad, I'm awful, I'm like really, 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 oh, this is all my fault and on all this stuff. No, be firm but fair to yourself. Yeah, you might be working too hard and you need to be more romantic, but fair. And you say that to your other person that, you know, I want you to be more romantic as well. Just speak out loud all the desires that you want. Yeah, this is one important phrase that you guys say, that if you can keep your side of the agreement, then I can keep mine. Yeah, support and encourage the other person, but set boundaries. This is not your problem to solve. Okay, so basically, when you just like, you can be like really good at task giver when you just actually estimate which is your responsibility with someone else, which is third person, which responsibility of yours as a husband to bring money, which is your responsibility as a woman to maintain the good energy in the house, and what kind of responsibility do you think you can provide to your children to spread this responsibility, you know, because to delegate is some kind of art as well in the situation. So basically what you have to do is to, what of those three roles have to do is to take responsibility for their own life in a proper amount. And you have to understand that basically in the drama triangle, all three, like when we got the victim, the villain, the hero, basically all of them, they're three completely victimized state of mind. Yes, there's a victim and there's two others, but they're all the victims of something. The rescuer become a victim of the fact that he have to rescue everyone. So again, at one point he got like really, really tired of it and just like, I'm rescuing everyone all the time. This is so tiring, like, you know. And the bully, when he actually blames the victim, like, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. And she's like, oh, I'm a victim because I'm with the victim. I'm surrounded with the victim. It's like, basically all of those, they're all victimized state of mind. And what you have to do to actually fight off the victimized state of mind is to act. So when you're acting and when you're taking responsibility, you understand what you do want and you solve it and you set boundaries. So, and the outcome of all of it, I guess, I think I mentioned everything. That's got such fun pictures there about all this stuff. But anyways, be at presence. So when you take responsibility for your actions, so you're taking for your life, you're at the present moment. If you're an alcoholic and you're a victim of that, stop drinking. Yes, it's not that easy, but just get rid of this habit with help or without help. You could do this. I believe in you. because it's just a decision making. This is a taking responsibility for your life. It's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. You know, I like this phrase. It's simple, but it's not easy. It's simple. You have to stop drinking. But it's not easy, because it's not easy just to change your habit. It's simple to say that, like, don't work as hard, like, have some time for your family. Don't stay at work every evening. I know you're providing for your family and just staying there in order to have more money for your family, for the prosper of the family. But the family needs you as well. Like, you know, if you're thinking that you're rescuing your family by spending too much, like, because you're spending a lot of time at work and you provide money for the family and financial status and the status in society, but you're actually feeling miserable because you don't spend time with your family and you get too tired at work, you might want to rethink all the stuff. You might want to talk with your significant other and understand, why do you want to do this, why do you have to do this, and whether you want to change it, how you gonna change it, right? So, and yes, please accept the fact that basically the drama triangle is there. It's not a bad thing, it's just a thing. Yeah, sometimes, a lot of times, it's not a good thing neither, but it's just a thing. It's just something that you have to learn to live with, and it's something that you can actually use in your own profit, in your own benefit. So basically, you just have to be aware, which I hope I brought you by making this video a little more. And if you have any questions, just put in the direct messages into this account, or my personal account, which is Marina from Marina. And yeah, hope to see you on Mila's course, and in using any other product, everything that she's actually providing to society, and really be really happy to be a part of it. And have a lovely evening, and thank you for being here. Bye bye.